Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining. This is going to be the first episode of something we are trying new here at Statsswipe, doing something called like a This Day in History. I haven't picked out a name for it yet. I don't really care what the name is, but we'll figure out some cool jingle for it or, a cool name for this kind of video series we're hoping to put together. We have not made videos in a while. To be honest, we've kind of been kind of off, taking a hiatus for a little while. Things have just been busy outside of this Statsswipe kind of side hustle type thing that I do. But what we plan on doing now is something where we'll go through this day in history. If something catches my eye, just kind of go through it, because I think there's a lot of small, interesting things that are really cool, and you may not know it. Plus, it will help you out in some like bar league trivia, and whatever bars are having trivias nowadays. But anyway, today I was looking through it, and I see, this is pretty cool. An 8th Iron Bowl. Crazy to think the Iron Bowl has been going on pre-1903. So, yeah, that was pretty wild. Got a World Series thing. Yeah, the Philadelphia A's won their first title in 1910. Packers already beating Minnesota and continues to about a century later. Then I came across this one. So Babe Ruth made an exhibition appearance in a Giants uniform, the Yankees rival. And they played against the Baltimore Orioles, and it was just a benefit game. So what this postseason exhibition game pretty much was just right in between like the championship series and the World Series. There were a couple days off, and this is where he made his appearance, which in today's way would probably be looked down upon. That would be as if the Dodgers are going into the World Series and they just sent, Mookie Betts or Cody Bellinger off and played an exhibition game. Don't think that would have gone over so well. Kind of the same reason players don't, participate in the Pro Bowl before a Super Bowl appearance. Kind of that deal. So, I looked this up, and on the Baseball Hall of Fame, there's just kind of some pictures, just a background about this game. But, things could have, this was really, the first season, 1923, was kind of that first season that the Yankees ended up beating out the New York Giants. As it says here, the Giants have triumphed in 21 and 22, and that's just it was the Giants city kind of at that point. And I found this cool article, which I'll link down below, about what if things could have been different. This is kind of an article saying what Babe Ruth for Giants, and it really wasn't too odd to think about. So what ended up happening, so as many people may know, at least I did for reading like in elementary school about Babe Ruth. And one of those easy to understand, like, oh yeah, he was really good when he was like 10 years old, drinking beers and eating hot dogs. I don't know if he was doing that, but so he was doing great things as a child, and caught the attention of this Jack Dunn, who was an owner of minor league Baltimore Orioles. So it's a minor league team at that point. He started gaining attraction, and Babe Ruth started getting bigger and bigger, and ultimately this Dunn, the owner, had debts to pay. So he's like, I need to sell some of my players just to get me out of the hole. And Babe Ruth was his most valuable asset. So he had a great relationship with this Joe Lannon, who at that time owned a minor league team in connection with the Boston Red Sox. But here's what people don't know. Ultimately, people know he ended up on the Red Sox. But what people may not know is, the Giants manager, John McGraw, was super interested and offered $5,000, which was an incredible sum of money. I mean, that's like paying, today it would be like paying someone who's tearing it up in single A, paying him one of MLB's highest contracts. It'd be like, looking at Wander Franco now and paying him the salary that Mookie Betts is getting. So a big time offer, and Dunn ended up telling McGraw, no, not yet. I don't think so. But then goes to his buddy Lannon, which I don't know. I don't know why he'd do this, and makes kind of a packaged offer with this catcher, pitcher, and Ruth for $8,500. Again, a lot of money at that time. But the odd part is what the players were valued. This Egan, who's the biggest prospect, was worth the most of that package and ended up being kind of scrubbed. Meanwhile, Ruth was worth only that in the package, something that up here you can see Dunn offered way more for. And this ended up getting under McGraw's skin, and he was kind of pissed off at that. Just kind of interesting, though, how he easily, had he taken the deal that made more sense, Babe Ruth would have been in the Giants organization, and they probably would not have let him go. And that changes history in so many ways, because say Babe Ruth was a Giant then there in 1923, the Giants could have resumed their reign over the Yankees. The Yankees end up winning the 1923 World Series and kind of never turned back, or since then the Giants have moved over to San Francisco, and that crosstown rivalry was no more. But imagine if Babe Ruth would have been a Giant. Things could have been way differently. So I found that really interesting. And I think, we posted on the Facebook page today an article from MLB.com talking about how the Giant or the Brewers, were interested in Mookie Betts, and Mookie Betts was very close to becoming a Brewer. Again, I mean, Mookie isn't a transcendent talent the way that Babe Ruth was, but Mookie Betts is a top, could argue top 3 baseball player, and will be for the next handful of years. And he could have been on the Brewers, and how does that make the Brewers different? Say the Brewers had Mookie Betts back in against the Dodgers in the NLCS in 2017. Could that have really changed the 2018? Could that have changed things? Could the Brewers have gone to the World Series? Could things be different? It's crazy how one player could change all that. And in this case, Babe Ruth, really based on a deal that didn't make sense. Babe Ruth becomes a Red Sox, ultimately then becomes a Yankee. It just changes the history of baseball. So yeah, I think that we'll do it for this first episode. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you kind of like these. I'm just gonna dive headfirst into some of these topics, some of these things that look interesting, and kind of just see what's curious. See what I'm curious about in it, and hope that you guys like it too. Again, go to the Statsswipe page, give us a like our channel on Facebook. And also, we do a podcast, 3-2 What's He Gonna Do podcast, where Dan and I, Dan from thirdmanin.com and Baseball Prospect Journal, we have a podcast. We kind of talk about weird things, kind of like this. We're focused on the Brewers, but we talk a lot about World Series, other teams. Talk about a wide variety of topics, and really hope you guys give us a listen and really give us feedback. We're looking for feedback. And we'll continue to post these every couple days or so. Honestly, but hoping to make it regular every week, a couple times a week. So thank you again for watching, and have a great rest of your day.